Everybody. Welcome to Merely Surviving to Successful Thriving with Jen and Diane. We're here today, and it's been a little while. Um, we wanted to come and do a podcast and try to keep it real and keep it simple about being thankful, being having gratitude in the midst of what you could possibly think would be the worst thing that you could be going through, because we all do that. We all think that what we're going through, we're alone in it. We're alone in the sadness or the the anger or whatever it is that you could be going through in life. And so that's what we're here to talk about. Today's Wednesday morning, and um, learning how to have a grateful heart, have a thankful attitude during the worst possible case scenario. So, welcoming Jennifer here. So I'm going to let her talk first, and we can just have this discussion because this is something that's hard to do for some people. But up until a few years ago, it was really hard for me. Be thankful while this is going on. Are you kidding? To who? To why? Like, wait a minute. Like, so that's when we can fall into self pity and self doubt and like doubt the existence of something bigger, doubt the existence of God, whoever we think God is, and that doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I know, like, to take the high road is better. As much as it hurts, as much as you think you're being fake, like sometimes that happens, like I feel like I'm being fake, this isn't real, like, but then what happens is you keep doing it and it starts to work, right, Jen? What do you think about that? Like,
Oh, yeah.
what is your ideas about this?
Well, I have a very strong faith, thank God, because I need it. You know, the last 2.5 years, I have been through, it was like one thing after another, from me and Paige almost drowning in the car in the flood. My father passed away. I'm getting divorced. My rent went up. I didn't know how I was going to stay where I was staying. Like, I can list so many bad things that were happening, and my faith was never shaken. It really wasn't, because you know through the years I found that everything that I've been through has only prepared a better door for me to open in my life. um, God has never left my side. That's one thing I was able to do in the midst of like a tornado, is still have an inner calm about me, because he was always there. Always um, gave me some sort of peace. And I always knew that no matter what happens, everything's going to be all right. And, I would talk to my dad too up there. And I got a lot of peace from that. I go to the beach, I get a lot of peace from that. I've been through things that I never thought possible that I would be able to get out of. Um, God has opened doors for me far exceed my expectation, and I'm still going through things. You know, um, I was thinking about this. I was going to my in-laws' church group to a Bible study, and I was going for probably a good year, and they were very knowledgeable about the Bible, the
Mm-hmm.
pastor and everything, and I did
Yeah.
get a lot out of it, and very supportive of me all the way up until I kicked my husband out.
Mm-hmm.
And, something like that, I only got only one person out of that whole group ever reached out to me again. Like, they shunned me. And, normally that would challenge your faith, because
Mm-hmm.
this is from a church group, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, but it absolutely didn't. It just let me know that that wasn't the church group for me. And I found a new church here that's spectacular. And, we're actually going to a service tonight for Ash Wednesday. And it just renewed my faith that, there's a reason why that church never grew.
Yeah. Mhm.
because that's not the way to treat people, you know? And I
Mhm.
remember when one of the church members did actually get in touch with me, and, he said, "Oh, I'm sorry," because, they just feel like they want to stay out of it. And my answer back to him was, "What would Jesus do?" You know?
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
try to use that a lot in my life when I think about things that are questionable in my mind and like how I'm acting and what I'm grateful for. What would Jesus do? That answers like every question in my mind about how to act, how to show up, how to care for my child. It takes like any
Mhm.
negative thoughts or any confusion out of anything, and like staying in contact and talking about the things that I've been through and trying to help other people. A couple of these podcasts that I've done with you, I've gotten private messages that it's helping people that were afraid to talk about these things. So me putting myself out there, which I do get some backlash from, but I don't even care. Because sometimes the truth hurts, but the truth sets you free, and the truth is also good for other people to hear and to help other people get out of what's going on in their life. And I don't know, it's just done so much good for me to be able to get out here, speak my mind, not hang on to my stuff. And then I go to the beach and I pray there, and those waves just wash away any kind of anger, resentment. I feel so grateful and so blessed. I wake up in the morning to palm trees. I'm going to the beach again today. Like, I have a beautiful home. My daughter is doing well. She loves school. She's taking the bus now. She sets an alarm and gets up at 5:30 in the morning by herself before me and starts getting ready for school. It's like God shows up over and over again and just like throws it in my face, like just how magnificent he is and how he's got my back always. And I have nothing to fear. Fear used to overrun my life, and it's gone. I'm like living no more fear, no more anxiety. Well, there's other reasons why I have no anxiety and nerves shot out anymore, but it's peaceful here.
Yeah.
Me and Paige, we're living the dream.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just blessed to be here, and I'm blessed to have you in my life. I have some wonderful people in my life that support me, and it's just made such a difference through all these times. So, what do you think
Yeah.
about that?
There's so much to be said about it. Years ago, I was full of fear all the time. Like I didn't even go. I don't think there was 5 minutes in a day where I wasn't full of fear at some way. It was my upbringing. There was a lot of stuff that there wasn't a like there wasn't a proper validation like in the household. Like there was a lot of trauma and a lot of unaware, like people who were unaware that they were unaware, of their own angst and fear themselves. So they just kind of projected it onto us. They didn't know what they didn't know. And so, you know, um, so I had to learn how to kind of fend for myself in a lot of ways. And I had depended way too much on my own mind to do it. And that causes, definitely when, as an adult, that causes fear. You can't depend, a nervous person with anxiety can't depend on the mind of a nervous person with anxiety. So
Yeah.
that means, like, okay, it's not going to get me anywhere but in circles until I learned that there was a power that was way greater than me that I could depend on. But it took years, it took a lot of years of knowing, like, okay, I'm okay right now. Like the whole world could be crashing around me, but in within myself and within my sacred space, alone in my room or alone wherever I sit, I have peace and I have calm and I have the breath of life within me. You know what I mean? That I
Yep.
can take deep breaths and go way down deep within the recesses of my soul and get the strength that I need there. And it only started to happen within like maybe the last 10 years, I would say. Like even before then I had trouble doing it. I would try to get that peace through outside things like jobs or um, people, um, like whatever, like a man or my the idea that my kid was going to be perfect in what she did, or like maybe if they didn't have, if they went to school or they didn't go to school or they got an A or they did, everything was a reflection of me, and that's so wrong. And my family is just, and they're my parents have been gone for about 20 something years now. My sister was passed away in 2021, and they've struggled their whole lives trying to just be what the world expected them to be what everybody else wanted them to be. And I was given this gift. It was me. Like I kept saying that to God the other day, like, why me? Why am I the one that you took out of that? And then why not me? Because I'm the one who was
Yep.
like ready to listen. Maybe I'm the one who was like so beaten down, and there really is no reason. The reason is it is what it is. I've been given this gift, and
Yep.
so now, my brother is not doing so well in the hospital, but yet he is. There's parts of his self that is coming to and coming back, and his body is trying to heal itself. There's like major, beautiful spiritual things happening within him right now that he doesn't even know is going on. You know what I mean? So I'm just, keeping hope and keeping my faith in the fact that, the right thing will happen and that he is going to see it too. Like that, my prayer is that he sees that he is doing better and that he sees that there's something in him that just wants what's right for him and wants what's right and what's good for him. And
Yeah.
I never pray for God, make sure he's this and he's that. I pray for healing for him, like that he sees healing within himself. Because that's the thing. If we don't see it, we can't imagine for it to happen. So they call, I don't know, like there's all these little things that you could read about on, online or in books or whatever. You can use visualization. If you can visualize yourself doing something, you can do it. That's
Yep.
half the battle right there. If I can see myself doing something good, or if I can see myself making it through something that's real hard, like being thankfulness in the midst of trials. Like, I thank God this morning for everything that's happening in my life right now, the way it is right now. Like, because there's some lesson that I'm going to be learning from it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to be learning a lesson. I'm going to be in acceptance of it so that I'm free of any denial or fear or anger towards it. And it's really hard sometimes because, like I want everything to be okay. The kid in me wants, no, this can't be happening. No, he's not sick. No, he's not suffering in the hospital. No, this can't happen. No, blah, 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 blah. Well, right now, he's really not suffering. He's resting and he's having the best rest of his life right now in a
Yeah.
long-term care facility out in Nevada, and but his body and his mind, everything is starting to very, very, very slowly pull its way up again, and we're all here, and like the whole country practically that knows him is praying for him, and
Yeah.
I believe in the power of prayer, and I believe in the power of claiming it. Like it's his for the taking, and it's mine for the taking. I'm taking it and I'm using it. I'm like, thank you for this power that I have. Thank you that you're already working in his life. Thank you that you're already working in his body and in his mind and in his heart right now as we speak, this very second, because it's the
Yeah.
only place that he exists, that God exists in the now, not later. No, oh, maybe tomorrow he'll get better, or maybe if I just keep asking and asking and asking, but not believing, then it's going to happen. Like I have to put my like down in order for it. No, that doesn't have to happen either. So it's all that stuff. And like, this is stuff that I learned. I didn't think of it on my own. I didn't think, oh, be thankful for the trials. Be thankful for the exact like issues or problems. I don't want to call them problems, like situations that we're in because they're teachers for us and they're,
Mm-hmm.
ways for us to grow and learn and have more faith. You know,
Yeah.
um, I've never in a million years would have thought that I would be thinking this way like 10, 12, 20 years ago. I'm like thankful for that. Why would I do that? No, like I would always just be like trying to duck from it, hide from it, make believe it wasn't happen, or get angry that it's happening and blame everybody around the situation. Like go into that hospital
Yep.
and be like, what are you guys doing? No, that's not going to work either. What do you think about that? Like sickness. I mean, our families, he's my only family of origin member that is left.
I
That's
know.
scary. I want him to be okay. So, in order for that to happen, I have to like pull in all my resources everywhere, from within, from without, everybody that I know, and everyone's praying for him. So he's going to be okay. And that's it. What do you think about all that?
Uh, my heart breaks for you for what you're going through. I know what it took you to get there, and you had to go twice, and it's just been an emotional roller coaster. And even my mom's praying, lighting candle. Um, I believe in the power of prayer, like absolutely believe it. God has just been a light in my heart, and got me through so many bad things. I was thinking, I was trying to get my cosmetology license here in Florida, and I thought I could just transfer it over. Then I find out that I got to take this 4-hour course, and right away, for a little bit, I go to fear, thinking, oh my God, I haven't taken this course in 34 years. This
Mm,
information is probably not my brain anymore. And I put it off a little because I kind of just didn't feel like dealing with it. So yesterday I was like, I got to get on this. So I prayed about it. I turned the computer on. I think this course is going to have a teacher. Well, it doesn't. It's all just reading. I said, oh, for crying out loud, 4 hours of reading. I go through the first page and I'm already getting bored because it's all technical. Like, who wants to read that? It's not like digging into a good book. So I just start skimming through it real quick, skimming through. I get to the last page and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try and take the test and see what happens because, I should know this stuff. So I took the test. I got a 95. I got a certificate and like right away, I, put that in the mail. So I should be getting my license soon. It just, God's present here.
mm,
He doesn't close doors, he opens them. And like all things are possible. And then, it's just another example of letting my head get to me about being worried about something. And I said after I took that test and was done, and I was done in a half hour with the whole entire thing. I said, now look at that. I held myself back for a couple of weeks not doing it because I had a little anxiety over it and just, you know, because that's how I used to live. I would just put things into a box, put it on the shelf, and then it didn't exist anymore. Because there was just so many things in my life that needed my attention. It was overwhelming. So like today, what I try to do, I have a whole list still here of things that I want to do. I'll take 2 things a day and just start banging these things out. And then it makes me feel good. Like I got this done, I got that done. And then it sets me on the roll to achieve more, to do more. And it just lets me know too, like just how capable I am. I've always been capable. And I allowed myself to be a victim for a lot of years and to just like think that I couldn't do things for myself. I was laughing with you yesterday, my Tolenti ice cream that I bought myself. It was so tight. I even tried to get Paige to help me. We couldn't do it. And I was like, you know what? You got this. So I did have to hit it with my mallet all around, but I finally opened it myself. Like, I have strength to do physical things, mental things, you name it, I can do it. I can survive by myself. Like I'm stronger today. And every little thing that I accomplish just gives me that much more strength, that much more courage. So I know even the littlest trials that I go through, it's all for a reason. And I say it all the time. I think that all these trials for so many years just built me this strong to pick myself up, move out of state with a bad knee, and rock that shit. And now look at me go, unstoppable. So it's just I feel so blessed, and my mom's going to be coming in May, so I'm excited about that. You've already been here. My son came for a visit. I have good relationships in my life, and the people that are here see a difference in me. And I have a couple friends that say to me like, "You're like a breath of fresh air." And how many women stick through things and say they're going to do something and make a change? They're like, "You're all about action." And that makes me feel good too, that I inspire other people by just taking the necessary steps that I had to take. But for years, I couldn't take one step forward, let alone 958 miles forward.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's been a very exciting adventure for me. And I just look forward to the rest of my life and what's going to happen next for me and what's going to happen next for you. I
Mm-hmm.
think we're going to have a really good life, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
super excited about it. And I have God to thank for all of it. It's done
Mm-hmm.
miracles in my life, miracles every day. Just waking up, and you know what? I don't take it for granted. I look at the sunsets here, beautiful. Sunrise, beautiful. Just, I'm sitting out here on my lanai with my new plants, smells beautiful. Just like even little things. And not a minute goes by that I don't feel grateful today. And that comes from somebody who a small 5.5 years ago was praying to die because I couldn't take my life anymore.
Mm. Yeah.
To feeling blessed to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
about it for me.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And it's like really important, I feel like, to have fun in life. Like life is not to just be endured or, you know, just like barely survive. That's what the name of this thing is, surviving the thriving, merely surviving, successful thriving. Like, vibrancy and thriving is just my MO. I don't like status quo. I don't like to just sit here and go, this is okay, I guess. I'll just deal with it and not, you know what I mean? Like, what do I want to do? Look deep inside and get out of yourself. What do you really want to do in life? What do you want to be? Where do you want to be a year or two from now? Do you want to have fun? Do you want to laugh and enjoy? And that's what I
Yeah,
want. I don't want to be like
without a doubt.
miserable or down or, accepting unacceptable behavior or feeling like life or people you know surround yourself with people who love and know you, who know you, who
Mhm.
are lift you up and respect you, and then that's like 90% of the battle right there. Like you
Without a
are going
doubt.
to become with everybody who you hang out with, you know what I mean? Like, so
Mhm.
that, and then it's also important for just to have fun. Like I went out with a whole bunch of friends last night. We had a table of 17, and we all just
Wow.
went crazy, just laughing about stuff. And this is in the midst of a really hard time for me. I'm sitting there cracking up, laughing, and it was just hysterical. Like that's important. Like that would never happen for me in the past. Like if I could be going through something really dark, whether it was within myself or somebody else or something was going, if I couldn't go out and like I wouldn't agree to go out and have dinner and laugh about stuff. Like and then sit there and be having a good time and laughing about stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, laughing and crying. Do you know what I mean? Letting the
Yep.
sadness come out. Like sadness and joy can be felt in the same day. Like, whoa, who ever
Mhm.
thought of that? No, if you're upset about something, you're going down in the depths of despair for the entire day and you're not coming up. That was
Yep.
it. Like, and that's not how it is today. So with that, I just wanted to share all that. I'm glad that we both had a chance
Yeah.
to talk about just trying to be grateful and thankful for what we have this very moment, for this very day, for this very instant. There's another book that I read called The Course in Miracles. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but there's a whole chapter in there called The Holy Instant, and it talks about now. There's no other thing but now, that matters because that's where he exists is now. And so it's really, really a wonderful thing. It always like it's almost like getting a shock treatment. Like it shocks you right
Yeah.
back into the moment, even though I've never gotten a shock treatment. But I'm just saying like you get shocked back into now. Like, okay, there's nothing that I need to be thinking about except for what needs doing or needs attention right this very moment. So I'm going to end our podcast. That's what needs attention right now. And so enjoy your day, everybody. We love you. Leave a message at the bottom of this video. Send us messages, DM us any questions, anything that you're going through. We're here for you. We love you, and have a wonderful Wednesday.
Bye.